What's up, DJ Tech Tools? Ryan Dejaegher here, and today we're going to be talking about a feature that you might not even be aware of, or if you've actually seen it, you just don't actually know what it does. The feature that I'm talking about is the FX Snapshot feature in Traktor. We're going to talk about what it is, how you can use it, and some cool ways that it can help you with your effects in Traktor. Let's take a look. So what is the FX Snapshot feature, and what does it let you do? Well, let me give you a quick demonstration. I've got a track loaded up in Deck A, and I've got a delay effect loaded up into FX Bank 1. I'm just going to start playing the track, and then I'm going to switch between effects and see if you notice any differences. So I'm going to load up reverb here, and then I'm going to go back to my delay effect. You may have noticed that all of a sudden the dry wet has been turned on and the freeze button has been turned on under the feedback knob. So what the FX Snapshot allows you to do is save your own default settings for any of Traktor's effects. So rather than having to load up an effect and having to adjust all the knobs to get to the right values, you can just save the default settings so that it'll automatically load up to your favorite effects parameter settings. So the way to do that is by going to the effects bank number in the top left corner of any of the effects banks. And when you click, you're going to see the Save Snapshot button here. So what this will allow me to do is I can just start changing effects parameters here. This includes the buttons as well, and the dry, wet, and the on-off button here. And once I've got a setting I like, all I need to do is just go to the drop-down menu and click Save Snapshot. And now any parameter changes that I make, I can just hit the reset in single effects mode, and it's going to snap right back to those default values that I saved for the snapshot. So this is really cool to get you the effect settings very, very quickly. So you can load up a different effect, and again, just going to go back to that delay, and it's just instant on. And as I said, this can be done with any of Traktor's effects. So if I want to go to a reverb, find a value I really like, I can save that as my snapshot, go to something different, go back to that reverb, and it kind of gives me like a nice, washed out reverb effect. This setting will also work in group effects mode as well. All you need to do is just go to group effects mode, and again, I'm going to set my reverb to 50%. I'm going to turn it on, set my dry wet. Actually, in group effects mode, the dry effect or dry wet knob isn't affected. Click Save Snapshot. Play my track, and now if I go back to the reverb, you can see it's going to load to that default setting from that snapshot again. One thing to keep in mind when saving snapshots in group mode is that the snapshot is going to apply to all the effects that are loaded in the group. So to make sure that you don't accidentally save a snapshot for an effect you don't want to, it's best to just do one effect at a time. So you can do that just by making sure that you only have one effect loaded in the group mode at a time. So how can this actually help you in a DJ set? Well, if you've ever been DJing and you happen to find a really cool combination of effect settings or parameters and you don't want to forget it, this is where that snapshot feature would come in handy. So right now I've got the twister mapped to my effects bank 1, and I've got the effect snapshot mapped to a MIDI controller, which we're going to show you in a second here. But if I start playing my track, and I find some settings I like, and once I've got those settings that I like, I just need to press my snapshot button, and now I can go back to those settings at any time, no matter what I change here. So if I just reset, I just know what that's the sound I like, and I can just quickly get to it with the press of a button. The other cool thing about the effect snapshot is that it's very easy to map. It's only one command. So to do that, all we need to do is go to Traktor and go to our preferences, go to our controller manager, and I've already got my twister mapping with the effects set up here. And you can see I've already got it mapped, but I'll show you where to find it. You just click Add In, go to the effects unit, and then we want to go to Effects Store Preset. And you'll also want to make sure that it's assigned to the right effects unit. So in this case, I want to assign it to effects unit 1. And I'm just going to click Learn, and then I'm going to click one of the side buttons on the twister here. So now that I've got that mapped, I can, I could go back to a reverb here. And I can find the right settings. And once I've got what I want, I can just press that FX Snapshot button on the side of the controller. And now when I load that reverb back up, it's going to be at that setting I like. And again, if I want to map it to freeze, just save that as a snapshot. And it's that simple. Alright, so I hope you guys have a better understanding of how the FX Snapshot works and how it can benefit in your sets. So for more tips, tricks, articles, reviews, and so much more, keep an eye on djtechtools.com.